Hello, my name is David Morgan with TechSquadOnline.com, and today I want to talk about the less is more concept. I've made mention of this in a few videos back about your content is still king, and then having a less is more concept. And then, I was using an analogy of pictures to show you the differences between why you may want to go with one site because of all the pictures that they show you, because they really extended the experience through the pictures that they've provided. But then I was saying less is more, but I didn't provide a good example, and I think today would be a good idea to go over that concept. So here's the thing. If you're a business that has multiple projects like mine does, or has multiple abilities and techniques that you could implement, laying it all on the line may not be the best idea at first. Instead, I've learned that maybe if I should just package them up into some sort of bundles, then that way they get something, at a certain cost that would get X amount of things. And the thing is, because if you got too many things out there, and this is where the less is more comes. If you got too much to offer, which is great, that you got all these skills and abilities to offer us, but it would overwhelm us as to what you can do and provide for us. And so also at the same token, people will feel that they are being nickel and dimed for everything if you put all the stuff in all that you can do. And so the concept I want you to take home with you is think about McDonald's approach to all of this. They got a huge menu, but instead of focusing on every individual item, what they do, they sell the combos and trying to help with the experience a lot better. And so I remember years ago when they first started, they rolled out with just 4 of them, right? You just say 1, 2, or 3 or 4, and they know exactly what to get you. And then now they, depending on where you go, you get about 10 or 12 different, varieties of the same combos, but it's just done up differently. So basically, they just took their whole entire menu and they crunched it up, into various sections, or they just bundled them all up. So that way it's just easy, just like, okay, well, we know that fries and drink is always going to come, but do I want a fish, do I want a this or that or the other? And then you just say, okay, yeah, I'll just take that, right? And so this is what you need to do. So if you have, like, let me use this as an example, or actually there was actually a study about where they put out free samples of jelly. This one table had like all these different varieties. They had like 20 some odd varieties out there, and then they had another table with just 3 varieties, and they found out that people sampled more from the 3 than they did from the humongous amounts, because of the fact that they were too overwhelmed. They realized they got to make some choice. They don't know which one they want to make, and so once they realized they only have a few choices to choose from, they quickly made a good choice and say, okay, well, I'll just try this first batch and we'll go with that. And so using this concept of saying, okay, if I'm not overwhelming them with all of my services, why not just bundle them all up and then say, here's what I'll do for you if you go with this plan, or here's what I'll do for you if you go with that plan. Okay, and that way it gives everything an overview. The choices are fewer, and we're not so overwhelmed, and that is fewer. And I hope you guys have found I hope you guys find this to be useful, because it helps me out, and so it's a pretty good strategy that you might want to consider. All right, thanks for watching. Tune in next week.